The reports are in. 6.6 million Americans just lost their jobs. What's up, everybody? I'm Jaspreet Singh and welcome to the Minority Mindset. Last week, we broke records when we found out that 3 million Americans lost their jobs in just 1 week. This week, we shattered that record because we just found out that over 6.5 million Americans lost their jobs in 1 week alone. Now, not all of these 6.6 million layoffs are permanent. A good chunk of them are just temporary layoffs because businesses have to shut down until this pandemic is over. But some of them are permanent. I mean, Boeing just offered all 161,000 of their employees a buyout option, which usually means more permanent layoffs are coming. The question now is, what does this mean for our economy? What does this mean for you? And how do you protect your money? Which is what I'm going to be talking about today. So make sure you watch this video until the end because I'm going to be going over things you need to do to protect your money right now. But before we get into that, hit that thumbs up button below because if you don't, then YouTube doesn't share our video with anybody else. Subscribe to the Minority Mindset YouTube channel. That way you don't miss our new financial education videos every single week. And hit that little notification bell too, because if you don't, then YouTube doesn't let you know when our new videos are released. Over the last month, our lives have completely flipped upside down. Less than 1 month ago, I was in Punjab, which is a state in India, visiting my family and my grandparents, spending some quality time with them. Right after that, I went to Miami for a short vacation. Then the next week I came home, I started going to the office, and that's when I held a team meeting and I told everybody that you need to start working from home because this pandemic is getting crazy. Between March 1st and April 1st, life went from normal to crazy. I mean, a lot of my friends have lost their jobs. I know people who have gotten the virus, and I'm getting groceries delivered to my house now because I haven't left my house in I don't know how many days. This is the first time I've ever got groceries delivered to me. If you are using these delivery services right now, tip your driver well. We are living through history, and I hope you're taking care of your health and your family's health, and now we have to add in a whole new layer to this craziness. Your finances. The stock market hit recession territory in record time, businesses are completely shut down, and people are losing their jobs faster than we've ever seen happen in history. It's not a good combination to see your retirement portfolio get cut in half, and then you get a call from your boss saying, hey, sorry, I don't have the money to pay you right now, so you're fired. Less than a month ago, our country, the economy, and businesses essentially stopped overnight. People stopped spending money, businesses shut down, and people lost their jobs like that. This drastic slowdown meant businesses stopped making money, and so they needed to let people go. This way they could stay in business and not have to go into bankruptcy. That's why the government has created so many programs and stimulus programs and printed trillions of dollars to try to contain this financial crisis. The government passed a $2 trillion stimulus package, out of which a small piece is going to be sending checks to all Americans. The rest is going to be bailing out businesses and helping corporations. The government passed a forgivable loan program for small businesses, which will let some small businesses borrow money that they won't have to pay back. And the federal government is paying people who are unemployed $600 a week to be unemployed, and this is in addition to your state's benefits. I wonder if printing money is considered an essential business. The problem is we can print and pump as much money as we want into the economy. I mean, the government and the Fed have already said that they'd be willing to do an unlimited amount of quantitative easing. But until we can fix the root of the problem, which is this virus, nothing is going to work. I mean, the economy can't get started, people can't work, and nothing will work. And because of our slow response to this pandemic, the United States now has more cases than any other country in the world. So what does this mean? Is our economy done for? It's not so simple. America isn't the only country seeing financial problems. I mean, the whole world is going through a recession right now. And we're expecting that most of these millions of people that are unemployed are just temporarily unemployed, but we don't know the exact number yet. On one hand, you have the restaurants, the stores, and the small businesses that were thriving but are now shut down because of this pandemic, and now they don't have the money to pay their employees, and so these employees are temporarily laid off. And then you have the businesses that were surviving but not thriving, and this pandemic just pushed them over the edge, and now they are forced to close permanently, and all their employees that worked for them are permanently laid off. We don't have a metric to know how many are permanent and how many are temporary yet, but what we do know is that the longer it takes for us to get out of this mess, the more businesses are going to be pushed over the edge and be forced to shut down for good. That's why the government and the Fed committed to printing an unlimited amount of money trying to contain this financial problem, but there's a cost to printing all this money, and I've already talked about it in some of my other videos, so I'm not going to go over that again in this video. What this means for you is you need to be smarter than ever with your money right now, and there are 5 things I need you to start doing right now. First, if you still have a job and you're still getting paid, be very smart with the money you make. We don't know how long this economic slowdown is going to last. I mean, it can last 3 months or it can last 3 years. So I hope that you've already been saving money for emergencies and that you've already been investing your money. But regardless, it's time to double down on being financially smart. That means stop buying things you can't afford. The simplest thing you can do to know if you can afford something or not is by following a rule of 5. If you can't buy 5 of them, you can't afford 1 of them. Hold on. Are you telling me that I cannot finance my Gucci belts anymore? Exactly. 2, if you did lose your job, make the best of it because this could be a blessing in disguise. Walt Disney created Disney when he got fired from his job. Mike Bloomberg got fired from a bank and then he used his severance check to start his company, Bloomberg. And Oprah didn't have the chance to be who she is today until she got fired from a news station. When things hit rock bottom, the only way you can go is up. But you need to be the one to take action and make this the best it can be. Like I said before, states and the federal government both have a lot of assistance programs out there to help people who just lost their jobs. Like a lot of states are paying hundreds of dollars a week to people who were just unemployed. The federal government is sending out $1,200 checks to people who qualify. And the federal government is paying up to an additional $600 a week to people who just lost their jobs. This is in addition to the $1,200 check that I just talked about and your state's benefits. I know there's a cost to printing all this money, but there's nothing that you or I can do to stop it. So if you're in a tough situation, take advantage of the resources that you have around you. Complaining about it isn't gonna help. Then be money smart and make the best of this crisis. Third, when you do spend money, get the most value out of your purchases. I use a credit card to make all of my purchases, but not all credit cards are made the same. Like my first credit card sucked. I just walked into my bank and asked for a credit card and it came with no perks, very limited rewards, and that's when I started learning more about credit cards. Now I have separate business credit cards, travel credit cards, and cashback credit cards. This way anytime I spend, I get paid with some cash back. You're sitting at home, so this is a great time to do an audit of your credit cards because otherwise you never have time to do this. So make sure, 1, that you're getting the most rewards or cash back from the credit cards that you do have. 2, make sure you're not overpaying for your credit cards by paying an annual fee for something that you're not really using. And 3, make sure you're not using a credit card that isn't giving you any benefits. Like if you don't think you're going to be traveling for a long time, there's no point for you to only have a travel credit card right now. So make sure you have the best credit card that's going to pay you or give you the most rewards and cash back. Plus, some credit cards pay you huge cash sign-up bonuses just for using their card. Obviously, this should go without saying, but you should only use a credit card if you can control your spending. Your credit card isn't a magic machine that just prints out free money. Only the government and the Fed can do that. That means treat your credit card like a debit card and only use your credit card to make purchases that you would normally make. I'm not going to do a full credit card analysis in this video where I break down the pros and cons of different credit cards, but our team already did that on our website. So if you want to see my favorite cashback credit cards, you can read the article on our blog by clicking the link up here or by clicking the link in the description below. The article goes over how much cash back you can earn, your rewards and perks, how much cash you can get as a sign-on bonus, and it has some information to help you figure out what's the best credit card for you. So again, if you want to learn more and do an audit on your credit cards, we have an article on our website that will show you what's the best cashback credit card for you, and you can read it in the description below. Fourth, don't panic. Panicking won't prevent you from getting sick, and it won't protect your wallet either. We all know what's happening in the world is crazy and it's scary. If you are taking your precautions and you know what's happening, you don't need to keep a tally of the death count in the world by watching the news every hour. You already know what's going on, so turn off the news. It's just going to give you anxiety and it's going to push you into a mental breakdown. This applies to your money too. I know many of you are investors and you might have a lot of money in your 401k or your retirement fund or your investment fund and it's getting hit hard. But whatever you do, don't panic sell. There's a good chance that we'll see the stock market come down lower before things get better. But whatever you do, please don't be one of those people that get scared and they panic sell and then all of a sudden overnight they lose half of their life's retirement savings. Remember, even if your portfolio is in the red, you don't actually lose money unless you sell. I know it's hard to look at your portfolio when it's bleeding money, but if you're investing for the long term, remember the long term, and the funds and companies you're invested in are not on the verge of bankruptcy, then close your eyes. If anything, the only thing you should be doing right now is 5, investing aggressively. More millionaires are made during recessions than any other time. As crappy as this crisis is, whenever something like this happens, you have 3 choices. You can sit there and watch it happen, you can complain about it, or you can do something about it. Now, let me just re-emphasize this. The most important thing right now is your health. If you are not healthy, nothing else matters. So take care of your health and your family's health first. After that, it's your wallet. And every crisis comes with opportunity. This is no different. Don't let this recession go to waste. Before I go any further here, let me just remind you, I'm just a random guy on YouTube. You should always do your own due diligence, and investing has risks. I mean, you're never guaranteed to make money when you invest. You might even lose money. So always do your own research and never blindly listen to a random guy on YouTube. If you are looking for a risk-free way to build your wealth during this recession, use this time as an opportunity to pay down your federal student loans if you have any. The government has come out and said that they're not charging interest on any federal student loans, and you don't have to make a payment on your student loans until September 30th. That means every dollar you pay on your student loans between now and the end of September goes directly to your student loan principal without paying a penny in interest. So this is an opportunity for you to take a huge bite out of your student loans without paying any interest. The other option is to grow your wealth by investing. The stock market is a place where regular people like you and me can go and buy shares or ownership of big companies, and right now the stock market is on sale. If you have extra cash, this is the time to make some long-term investments into strong companies and funds that are not on the verge of bankruptcy. The key here is you need to be investing for the long term. We have no idea as to how long this crisis is gonna last, but history has showed us that over the long run, the economy, the stock market, and strong companies do go up. Now, nobody can time the market. I mean, nobody knows when we're gonna hit the exact bottom, and you also don't wanna get stuck trying to catch a falling knife. That's why I like to buy gradually in phases through something that I call drip buying. I have a list of companies or funds that I want to invest in, and as each one of these companies or funds come down another 5 to 10%, I buy more, and as they come down more, I buy more aggressively. Again, you should always do your own research, but the key to being a smart investor, especially during crazy times like this, is you need to stay on top of what's happening in the finance and business world. This way you can make smart money decisions, and if you're looking for an easy way to do that, we have the free Minority Mindset newsletter, where our team first breaks down the top finance and business news, and then we show you how this news affects your wallet. This way you can be smart with your money. This newsletter is completely free, and you can subscribe to our newsletter by clicking the link up here or by clicking the link in the description below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, share it with one friend. That way you can help spread the word. If you do want to learn more about how you can find a good and strong company to invest in, I already made a video on it, and you can watch it on YouTube by clicking this button right over here. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.